Hold up, guys. Woo! Fuck, I almost died. So this is my review for Justice League: A New Frontier. This movie is fucking awesome. There's one thing, that I believe is in the comic. I'm pretty sure, at least, that is not in this movie. Batman does get a new suit, like, halfway through the movie, and he offers the same explanation. Oh my god, I'm fucking done with life, dude. I just changed these sheets, now they're covered in mud again because my dog... fuck. Alright, guess I'm doing the laundry again. So, the, just skip ahead because I'm gonna forget about this later. In the comic, I'm pretty sure at least, Batman gets a new suit and it comes with this new emblem, which is the classic bat with the yellow around the bat. And he says that he does it because he's in the business of scaring criminals, not children. But the scene plays out the same in this movie, and he gets a more Adam West-like bat suit. I thought that was pretty cool. So, yeah, but yeah, Justice League. There's just a sticky spot on my floor. I keep getting distracted, I know, but sorry. So Justice League: A New Frontier, basically, you know, like, we have all these reimaginings of these heroes over the years. You got, so you have Michael Keaton's Batman, which was like a reimagining of, to be honest with you, I think Tim Burton didn't read a Batman comic and he was like, yo, wouldn't it be cool if we changed some of the stuff from this little boring kiddie book and made it more real and more adult? And somehow fucking nailed it. But didn't really care for comic books. Pretty sure that motherfucker is quoted on saying he'd never actually read a comic book. That might be slander, right? But anyways, that's basically a reimagining of the perception of Batman at the time. And then you have the Dark Knight trilogy, which is a reimagining of that. But it also takes from the comics, but just isolates it a little bit. And then you have the DCEU, which is a reimagining of the Dark Knight trilogy, but it gets rid of the walls that those movies set. The Dark Knight trilogy is just Batman. There's no hint of any other character, right? So this is not... like, those characters still exist. In this universe, but now... Or now the tone is similar, but, you know, in the world can be pieced together in a similar way. But now you have Superman and Wonder Woman running amok. Pardon me. Just gonna turn this volume down a bit. So, and then with Superman, you have the Christopher Reeve movies, which are... I always forget how his last name is. Christopher Reeve. Yep, I got it right. Christopher Reeve. His Superman is like a direct adaptation, and as such is sort of limited by the versions of the characters we had at the time. I think the versions in like the New 52 way better. Apparently that's like a fucking, like, a hot take is that the New 52 is actually decent. I don't know what the fucking deal is. I love that shit. regardless, you have then you had Superman Returns, which is in that universe, but doesn't really fit all that well. Cut to Superman and Lois. Oh, no. Cut to Smallville, which is like, take a kid from our world, move him to a farm, and see how that affects him. And how that would affect his character. Then you tell him he's a fucking alien, and then you tell him he's fucking Superman, and then he grows up with this burden of, I want to be a hero, but no one can know who I am. I want to be a symbol of hope, but it isn't really what the world needs right now. And then you have Man of Steel, which is supposed to be like that, but it's actually more like the Dark Knight trilogy. Just not, it doesn't work the same with that character, in my opinion. So, now the New Frontier is a de-imagining. I have coined this term. I have done it. So a de-imagining sets it back to how it was when it was created. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are all working as like the Justice Society, and they participated in World War II and stuff like that. And so it gets back to the root of these characters, where they started, and sort of keeps them there. But we see their adventures over the years, and we see humanity, really just the creatures of Earth, the people of Earth, unite to fight this giant fucking alien. And we see how these characters are born and forged and what they stand for. There's not really any supervillains in this movie. Not that I can remember, at least. I'm going to feel real stupid if that statement turns out to be false. But yeah, the art style is also beautiful. It harkens back to those original comics, but it's actually like good looking and not like weird and inky and like all they could possibly do at the time. But the movie's full of like hopeful, cheerful moments, but it also really fucking dark. But you see the movie sort of move away from the darkness and the heroes along with it. So that's kind of neat, I think, tonally speaking. Ultimately, there's not much to say on this movie aside from that, but I really like the sort of message at the end that you don't have to, no matter who you are, or what you are in some cases, I guess, Martian, Kryptonian, human, you're where everyone is people, everyone bleeds the same, and they should fight for the same problems. They should fight against the problem, and not the people, and not themselves. Stuff like that. So, yeah, I think I'm not really that good with words, but I think this movie is amazing, and I had to say something about it, for a video. But yeah, this movie is good. The two main characters are Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, I would say. Because they get the most, dude, Batman is barely in this fucking movie. Superman and Wonder Woman are in this movie a lot, but yeah, I'd say Flash, Superman, and Wonder Woman are in this movie about the same amount. And Batman's in this movie for like a quarter of it, and Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern get like so much focus. In fact, it's sort of an origin story for both of them. I mean, we don't see any of Martian Manhunter's life on Mars. We don't see any of Mars if I am remembering correctly. It gets alluded to. That's about it. So, yeah. It's really fucking good though. It's really fucking good. It's really fucking good. Yeah. Also, it doesn't do any origin stories for anyone else either. Batman's already established. Superman's already, because we know who these people are. You don't need to do that again. The only thing I don't like is that Superman doesn't really do anything in this movie. Yet, he's in it for so much of it. Yeah, I guess Batman doesn't do much either, but he's in the final fight. Also, Aquaman is in at the end of the movie for, like, no fucking reason. But Superman, at the beginning of the fight, he's like, I'm gonna do some cool shit. Yeah! And then he gets fucking, nuked and goes to the fucking ocean. But I do like Rick Flag's idea of being a badass 101. But yeah, also there's like a funny part where Martian Manhunter's watching TV and he just switches into a bunch of different things. At one point, my boy just straight up turns into Bugs Bunny. But yeah, I really liked this movie. I thought it was really good. So I had a double on Thursday that I forgot all about completely. Like, yeah, I had a double on Tuesday, but on Thursday, like, I forgot. And then one morning, my mom was like, yeah, so we'll have a good day at work, a good long day at work. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, well, you have a double, remember? And I was like, fuck! But it wasn't so bad. But yeah, I basically, on Wednesday, I went to sleep at like 10:40 something, and then, Thursday, I'll wake up at 4, or at like 2:30 something, so I'm just fucking watching Justice League New Frontier and what have you. I'm like, yeah, this is a good movie. It is now Friday. Dude, oh my god, it feels like it's been a fucking week. It's been just over 24 hours that I watched this movie, and it feels like it's been a week. I've had a long fucking week. So, yeah. But, I think they should do another New Frontier. I don't know what you add to it, but just do it again. At the very least, do something in that style again. I'm sure we can come up with a few more ideas. And if you do another New Frontier, do the Starro thing. At the very least, at like the beginning of the movie is like a throwaway thing. Because Starro, the Justice League's fight against Starro is actually at like the end of the movie and the end of the comic. So, do it again. I mean, I want to see Starro in something. I want to see the Justice League fight Starro in something. Something that isn't a comic book. And the Suicide Squad fighting Starro doesn't count. But maybe it should. Yeah, so this movie, so fucking good. Takes us back to the purest form of these characters. They get their old comic outfits. Batman's wearing his first debut outfit at the beginning of the movie. Superman's wearing his debut suit, which also they used in Superman and Lois. So, yeah, Wonder Woman Woman's wearing her suit. I don't like Wonder Woman's debut suit. I really like the new suit, or like the newer suits and stuff like that. Wonder Woman's debut look is really fucking weird. And yeah, Green Lantern also doesn't do too much cool stuff with that ring of his, because he gets it at the end of the movie. Well, no. He gets it at like the halfway point of the movie, but he doesn't do anything with it until like the end of the movie. He insists on being just regular old Hal Jordan. But I do like that he gets to take the center and just throw it into the sun. I don't know what the fuck the center is, but it like lactates like fucking pterodactyls and shit. And just, it was pretty cool. But what I meant to say, what I said, I don't think I explained this earlier. I said like Rick Flag goes out like a badass. He takes 2 grenades, one in each hand, and then he like pulls the pin out with his thumbs, which I'm not even sure if that's possible. At the very least, that seems very difficult. And then he just jumps into the T-Rex's mouth. He's like, yeah. And then I guess he releases the grenades at some point, and just him and the T-Rex just fucking explode. I was like, that's fucking awesome. I wonder how painful that was, though. Either way, that's how I want to go out. Yeah, fuck you! Like the dinosaurs just come back for no fucking reason. Just give me 2 grenades, I'll fucking take one out. But yeah, I easily give this movie an 8 out of 10. It's not got a lot. It doesn't leave you with a lot, but I really like the message at the end. It did. I don't know why I turned this back up. It did remind me of like my opinions on the George Floyd situation. I thought it was great. And this is how it should have been handled, right? The ending of this movie where everyone unites to stop the center. As humanity, we all, at least as Americans anyways, we all were like, that's not good. But then there were some people that just didn't give a shit. And they started rioting. They started using the protest as an excuse to riot. And we started fighting each other. I mean, I wasn't part of either of these things. But which should have just stayed as fucking protests. Didn't it? We're waiting for like the protests. Now the term protests and riots seem to be like synonyms, only riot has a negative connotation. We should have been fighting the center, but instead we were just like, I'm gonna fucking punch you. Like, dude, and my family got caught up in the riots. That wasn't fucking cool. I was like, man, if one of you motherfuckers hurt my family, I'm gonna fucking hurt your soul. But yeah, so I was kind of, when I got my job, I was kind of scared to go and work. I was like, I'm gonna have to kill some motherfuckers. But no, everyone's pretty fucking nice over at work. So, yeah, this movie is what we, just humanity teaming up to solve all of our problems, and instead of what happened in real life, which, yeah, so, yeah, but it doesn't leave you with much beyond that. Give it an 8 out of 10. Boom. I know this video is all like jabbered together, and maybe it seems like I only made it because I wanted to talk about this movie. And yeah, isn't that the reason I make anything? It's because I want to. Do I need another reason? I just hear like the fucking hammer pulling back on a revolver, and like, yes, bitch, you do. But yeah. So I'm gonna watch Michael Keaton's Batman movie now since I haven't watched it in a while. The first one, the Batman '89. I also just got like that fucking giant ass Batmobile. I'm gonna get the Batwing later. It's not in the pay. It's not in my budget yet, but I'm gonna. It's not like a limited item, so gonna get it. And yeah, and then I'm gonna get the Adam West Batmobile because they have a new one. It's not as big as the Michael Keaton one, but it's still sick. But yeah, the Batwing and the Batmobile. And look at that, Jess is back to get mud up on my sheets again. But yeah, basically, this movie's pretty good. It's a pretty good watch. You don't have to take. It doesn't take too long to pick up. It's big dumb action, but with an awesome message attached to it. There aren't like very many. There's not a lot of gray area in this movie aside from the beginning of the movie. And even then, that could be pretty two-dimensional if my... Because I think I just realized fucking something about, like, the very beginning. Whatever, but it's a good movie, guys. Check it out. It's on HBO Max right now. I don't know how long it'll stay there because that bitch has a revolving door of titles. You know, people are like... When they announced Game Pass, everyone's like, it'll have a revolving door of games on it. Just like Netflix. It's like, why is that a good thing? Wouldn't you, like, you're on fucking, you're going on the Netflixes and you're just like, I can't wait for this title to go away and a new one to come on. But why can't like just new ones come on and old ones stay on? I know with like the Friends and The Office situation on Netflix, alright, that's cool. But WB, did you realize that you own Batman and all associated properties? You also own HBO Max. You're putting your shit on there, so keep it on there. I mean, I'll never understand that. Someone could probably tell me and that would make more sense, but I don't think there's a financial incentive for you to just keep the bitch on there, alright? I remember when I was on DC Universe and I was waiting to watch Justice League Flashpoint, I was like, I saw it on here the other day. And then I screen snapped it because weird shit had been disappearing on the app. And I was talking to some people and they're like, yeah, it's probably just a glitch. And I'm like, okay. And the next day it was on there. A week later, it wasn't. It was fucking weird. So, I don't know, man. But that rant aside, Justice League, New Frontier on HBO Max. Go watch it. Nothing to lose if you already have the service. I don't know if I would personally buy the movie. If it wasn't on HBO Max, I probably would have bought it. But it is. I would just go get HBO Max. So, yeah. Get a free trial or something. Yeah. And actually, the only reason I don't know if I would have bought the movie, I guess, is because I've already seen it. I guess if I had been waiting and waiting and waiting for this movie to come out, I'd probably been like, yeah, I'm gonna buy the shit out of that. Because that's how I was with Batman vs. Turtles and Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. Well, the Scorpion's Revenge thing, that was after I watched the live action movie. But you know, I was like, I want fucking everything Mortal Kombat. Except for Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Those can go the fuck away. Yeah. One of them was good, I think. I think they're both alright. Yeah, there's no reason for this video to continue, guys. Not gonna force it. Unless... Nah, no, I'm just kidding. Unless... Nah, nah. But I could, like... 8 out of 10, guys. Bye. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and a zombie apocalypse would be fucking sick. Like, I'm just saying. Gives the earth the nice reset it needs. The dead start to rise, and you get to blow up some fucking corpses. Like, I'm not gonna dig someone up and blow them up. But if they dig themselves up, it's fair game. Right? Like, how am I wrong? I had a coworker talking about the vaccine, and she's like, I just don't want to become like a zombie or something. And my other coworker, my friend, he's like, I've gotten both vaccines, and I have nothing. I had no side effects whatsoever. And she's like, all right, that's cool. Yeah, I guess I'll get one. And she's like, I just don't want to start eating people's brains and whatever, because the zombie apocalypse is the last thing we need. And I was just like, dude, why not? Blown up, or like, why is that the last thing we need? Blown up corpses would be fucking awesome. And she's like, fine, you know what? After I get the vaccine, I'll just stick around with you. I was like, fuck yeah. Blown up corpses. Man. Nah, but honestly, facing off against hordes of the undead would be fucking sick. Go down like a badass. I also don't understand why people, like, why would you hide a zombie bite? I'll just off myself, honestly. Cause like, I, by offing myself, I'm saving everyone else. Like, there's a thing in religion, like, oh, you're going to hell if you off yourself. Why? Why? And two, um, by offing myself, I saved like maybe like 3 guys. Because I'm not gonna tear into those 3 guys. Not that big a deal, dog. That's just a bunch of random zombie related tidbits, I guess. But yeah, I hope Resident Evil 8 has zombies in it again. Resident Evil 7 didn't have zombies, it just had weird mold creatures. I got Resident Evil 8, by the way, but I have not played it yet. I'm in the middle of doing a Let's Play for Resident Evil 7. And I just did all of the banned footage stuff, which takes place before the events of the game. So now I'm going to play the game. Originally it took me like maybe 5 hours to beat that game. It should only take me like 3 maybe now. So, yep. But yeah, and then I'm gonna try and do stuff with more stuff with commentary. Honestly, this playthrough does have commentary, as well as my Spider-Man playthrough. It's just so much easier to get commentary on the PlayStation. I just gotta make sure it comes out sounding right.
Cordova found wisdom at the top of the origin tree. You should seek answers there.
It's massive. I don't even know where to start.
Well, you might be able to find a way up through its root system, but most of it's underwater. You'll need this breather.
So in Young Justice Season 4, Phantoms, I imagine the dead are coming back to life. I don't know if they're doing Blackest Night. That would be kind of cool. But instead of calling it Phantoms, they probably would have just called it Young Justice Blackest Night. I mean, yeah, that kind of spoils what you're doing, right? But it's not like they tried to hide Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Arrowverse crossover. So, I mean, they were just like, fuck you, it comes out next year. And then it came out next year. And Young Justice Season 4, even though I know it's not the point of the show, I really want to see their take on certain Arrowverse characters. Like Felicity Smoke, who is in the comics as Firestorm's stepmother, and also a defense attorney, if I remember correctly. Not exactly the Chloe Sullivan type of character from Arrow. John Diggle is now in the comics, but he's nothing like Spartan from Arrow. And I think they could totally do something cool with that. I think they should try to keep Diggle as separate from Jon Stewart for Young Justice, because we already have a Jon Stewart. And also Diggle, as cool as it is, the reveal that he is Jon Stewart, Diggle is nothing like the comic book Jon Stewart. I guess his morals and his heart are in the same place, but it's just not the same character, so I kind of wanted to see them do something separate. Let's see, who does the Flash have that's not in the comics? Joe West really doesn't work. Joe West doesn't really work, but they could do a character similar to him, I think, just not Iris's dad. Then the character from Supergirl. I do want to see XS show up in season 4, hopefully. As like Bart's sister or something. But then so the Legends of Tomorrow, I do want to see Sarah Lance show up, but I don't really know how that would work. So maybe just White Canary, and it'd be cool if White Canary started off as a villain. Another character would be, dude, if Bebo shows up, I'm gonna just rage shit myself. Oh, but the two characters I want to see the most are not Arrowverse original characters. One of them is a DCAU original character. Jonah Hex. And dramatic pause, wait for it. Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis. Come at me. That would be like a time travel episode and a half, wouldn't it? So. But yeah, Terry, like, I'm thinking Terry gets sent to the past and Jonah Hex gets sent to the future, which means both of them end up in present day. But also, I want it to be their own versions of those characters. I don't want it to be the DCAU Batman Beyond. That would be a pretty cool fucking crossover, I guess, but not really what I'm looking for. Ooh, or they could do like a Jimmy Timmy Power Hour episode. I remember from like Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents when they would cross over, they had like the different art styles being used. You had the 3D animated stuff when you're in Jimmy Neutron's world, and the 2D animated stuff when you're in Timmy Turner's world. So like that. So we get to see what the DCAU designs would look like in the Young Justice world, and we get to see what the Young Justice designs look like in the DCAU world. That would be kind of cool. But really, I'm just looking for any version of Batman Beyond. I'm not looking for a specific universe version. Although I do expect him to be somewhat similar to, or rather quite similar to the DCAU one. But I just want to see takes on characters that haven't shown up yet in this universe, like Amanda Waller, Rick Flag, Harley Quinn, Jason Todd. Jason Todd exists, but we haven't seen him. XS, I mentioned her earlier. Characters like them that we haven't really seen much of. Oh, Damian Wayne and Talia al Ghul, I want to see them. I don't think Talia al Ghul's shown up. I haven't watched season 3, and I don't remember her in season 1 or 2. But yeah, and I may make a script on a video game that takes place during that time, or during the events of that game, or during the events of the show. And that would be really cool. But I'm currently prioritizing another script that I'm working on. Not that these scripts will ever go anywhere. Just a little pet project to see what I can do, and what I'm capable of. But it's not like I'll be writing for the next Injustice or the next Mortal Kombat or the next DCEU film. Although I have finished a script on a Justice League 2 that crosses over with the Arrowverse and results in Darkseid actually winning against the heroes. I mean, dude, as I was writing the script, I was like, this is so fucking cool. You got Grant Gustin's Flash teaming up with Ben Affleck's Batman. Yeah. After WB was insisting that now everything they work on is connected, I was like, holy fuck. Why don't we just have Darkseid get the anti-life equation and that lets him control life in the entirety of the DC metaverse? So I'm not going to tell you how all that works. But yeah, I thought the script that I was working on was fucking sick. But this script that I'm working on for a game, I'm not going to say anything. But it's pretty dope. Anyways, I really want to see those takes on those characters that we haven't seen yet. And I hope some characters get more focus. Like Batman Beyond and Jonah Hex would probably be really small parts, like probably 1 or 2 episode type of deals. But perhaps like what I'm saying here is like I think Batman and Green Arrow should get more focus. Superman, Wonder Woman as well. I know it's not their show, but it feels weird that they don't do very much. Especially Green Arrow. I felt because we didn't see a whole lot of Green Arrow and Red Arrow teaming up together that the subplot of Arsenal waking up from his coma, I felt that subplot would have been better had we actually seen more of Green Arrow and Red Arrow in action. And then there are a few episodes where Batman and Robin are teaming up, but we don't get to see it. That always bothered me. Robin is not in the episode at all, and neither is Batman. They're just teaming up, going somewhere else. I actually do like the fact that the episodes can exist without certain characters ever showing up. that's a really good way to tell a story. I was watching one episode of season 2, and it legit just has Blue Beetle and the Runaways. You hear Nightwing's voice at one point, but that's it. So I've always liked that element. But I would actually like to be able to see some of these characters doing their thing. So, but yeah, Harley Quinn, Livewire, all of these are characters that I want to see in this universe. And Batman, Superman, Green Arrow, Flash, Wonder Woman, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Atom, Captain Atom, I mean. They're all characters I want to see more of. Especially Shazam. I actually think it would have been kind of cool if the Justice League decided to vote out Shazam. And he was put on the Young Justice team. And then reinstated after a few episodes to be on the League. And then villains that they go with in this show are actually really cool. They've got Simon, who outside of the Smallville Season 11 comic, I have never seen anywhere. And yet he was a main villain for a little while. Not like main villain, like took up the entire season. But he was a main villain in the sense that like he was reoccurring and he was not someone to fuck with. But then you had like the Brain, and I can't remember what the gorilla was called with the guns, but the Brain, like outside of Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, I haven't seen the Brain in anything. Except he is in Injustice. Not as a playable character, but in the background of one of the levels. Hopefully I have Injustice footage playing on this video. But yeah. So, more villains that we haven't seen that much of. In terms of obscurity. Like, they can't really do Starro. But they can do Polka Dot Man, Rainbow Raider, what was the other one I had in my head? Reverse Flash. He's not really obscure, but we haven't seen him. So I think I really want to see some of these characters that we haven't seen yet. Also, if you bring in Batman Beyond, I want to see Blight and Scarecrow's son. And Dee Dee and the Dee Dee twins. What are their names again? I can't remember. I'm gonna feel really stupid in a minute, I guarantee it. Boopy boop boop. Harley Quinn granddaughters. Delia Dennis and Deirdre Dennis. So yeah, Dee Dee twins. I have a coworker named Delia. I didn't know that was her name. Or that character's name. So the ouch. But yeah, those characters from Batman Beyond's world I want to see. Yeah, so, there are a few things I want to see in this show, because of how they can handle it and what they can do with it. But, yeah, I'm just super excited for Season 4. Because I watched a little bit of Season 3, but for whatever reason I was not able to continue watching it. like physically. Like it's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just that I literally could not watch it. I got like really busy for a while, I think. I just did not have the time. But now I've been rewatching all of the episodes. So that's what's up. But I still want a video game to come out that has Arkham style gameplay. The first few levels you get to play as everyone in the Justice League, and then the rest of the game, with some exceptions, you play as the Young Justice League, and then then you get to beat the shit out of the League at the end of Season 1 and prove that you're stronger now. Or if you choose to play as the League, then you can beat the shit out of your team and put your dick on the table. I don't know if you guys heard that weird noise, but that was my stomach. I checked the recording. It definitely captured that, but I'm not really sure if you guys can hear it. Anyways, that's all for today. Or all for now. Gonna just peace out real quick. I need some fucking caffeine and some food.
Give up already! You have no hope of beating me!
Intellect the mighty Frieza will not succumb to the likes of you, Vegeta! Tell me,
Out of
are
my
you really
face!
so eager to die?
Can't believe it!
Have you now? I'll reduce you to nothing but dust! There will be nothing left when I'm done with you!
Believe it! Prepare yourself!
God! Have you now? What? You? Impossible! Perfect!
Kiss your ass goodbye, Frieza!
No! 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 No, no, no!
I'm afraid you're finished, Frieza. Go back to hell.